Hello and welcome to this recap video on perfect competition and monopolistic competition. PPR as usual, so let's just get into it. Assumptions about perfect competition, write them down. So hopefully you've got the ho, no, free, perfect, nor, man, price. That's how we remember our assumptions of perfect competition. Homogeneous product, no BOEs, freely mobile, FOPs, perfect knowledge, norm split into two, so normal profits in the long run, money, buyers and sellers, and price takers. Okay, so there are the assumptions about perfect competition. Homogeneous product, so it means all the products are identical. There's no barriers to entry. There's freely mobile factory production. There's perfect knowledge from consumers and producers. They make normal profits in the long run. There's many buyers, many sellers. They are price takers. Okay, so there are the assumptions you need to know about. Diagram, pause the video, draw the short run diagram first, please. So, short run diagram. Two side by side. Market on the left hand side, or industry. And then you've got the firm here. Price. Oh, no, you don't need anyone else, that's just price, sorry. And then quantity demanded, supplied, quantity, price, cost, and revenue there. C/R, because obviously we're showing cost and revenue in the firm. So starts off obviously supply and the demand. P star, Q star is made. Firms are price takers. This price comes across, it becomes the demand curve, the AR curve for the firm in the industry. Now if the AR is perfectly elastic and horizontal, that means marginal revenue does likewise. Stick in your Nike tick. Now in the short run they can make supernormal profits. So AC falls halfway down, touches, and then starts to rise. And then we've got our scenario, so we can do Q star over here. They're going to try profit maximize, which is where MR equals MC, which is that point. Bring it down. Q star where it touches the AC, which should not be at the bottom. There's a difference. Bring that across. Shade that in. Supernormal profits made in the short run. Short run diagram. Okay, long run diagram, I always annotate from this. Okay, so now we're going to go to the long run. Okay, and the way I draw the long run diagram, there's two ways you can draw it. If you're showing the short run to the long run, you need to find this point here. Okay, that is the bottom of the AC curve where MC equals AC. Because you know in the long run, they're going to make normal profits where AR equals AC. So our AR, or demand curve, has to touch the bottom of the AC curve. So you work backwards. So you stick in your new AR MR curve. That's going to be Q1 because we know they're going to produce where AR, or they're still going to try profit maximize where MR equals MC. That happens to be where AR equals AC. Bring that across. How was that price created? Well, the price was created because the supernormal profits in the short run incentivized new firms, S1, to join the market. So the number of firms in the market and market supply increased, but that impacted the firm because now this AAR curve, the new price, should be at the bottom of the AC curve, whereby they make normal profit. Okay, so that's one way you can draw it. Or if you just draw the long run diagram, it can just be, I'm not going to do all the axes, industry, firm, supply, demand, Q star, P star, bring it across, AR, Nike tick, and then AC touches at the bottom. Done. Make a normal profit. MR equals MC. Sorry, MR equals MC is where AR equals AC. They all meet. They are making what we call normal profits in the long run. We can also show a loss making perfectly competitive firm and how they adjust. Actually, it's important you know how to do this. So we've got supply, we've got demand. Pause it here now and see if you can draw it. C maxes, you can do them yourself. KD/S. So if we have this scenario here, okay, where we've got MR equals MC, which is here, the firm in this scenario will try profit maximize where MR equals MC, but unfortunately this is the price. The cost per unit is actually, as you can see there, here. So this is a loss. So what happens now then is we have to reduce this supply in the market because firms will leave, and you need to make the new AR demand curve equate to that point. So the supply will shift into there, creating a new market price because there's less supply in the market, and we will have the eradication. Mine is worked out, it's still at Q star, where AR equals AC of normal profits. So that's something you should be aware of as well. Efficiencies, I'm going to draw the long run, the short run one more time. Al-Rishi. Stop. Oh, hang on. Right. Efficiencies then. See if you can tell me what the efficiencies are on this diagram. So do the short run in one colour. And do the long run in a different colour. Tell me if they're all the efficiencies. So first off, hopefully you've identified the efficiencies. PE occurs when productive efficiencies where AC equals MC. AE, allocatively efficient, is where AR equals MC. SE is both. We're not going to do dynamic efficiency because technically they can't really do much with the supernormal profits because they always get eroded, and it's not like they can change the product because it's homogeneous, so it doesn't really apply to this situation. So let's look at the short run. Let's look at the scenario if they are being or productively efficient. So in the short run, we're looking at Q star, okay, and P star. So here, are they producing at the bottom of the AC curve? They're producing here, which is not at the bottom of the AC curve. So they're in the short run, they are not allocatively efficient. Sorry, productively efficient. What am I talking about? Actually, they are allocatively efficient because allocative efficiency is where AR equals AC. Let's have a look at it. Here's AR. So at this output level, does AR equal MC? Yes, they intersect. So they are allocatively efficient. They are not productively efficient. Are they statically efficient whenever they're both? Well, obviously they're not, because they are allocatively efficient, but they're not productively efficient, so they are not statically efficient in the short run. Also for AE, it's where demand equals supply. So in the short run, demand was equal supply. So they are allocatively efficient. Long run, so we're looking at Q1 output. So this level here. Obviously, we know they are allocatively efficient here in the long run. And if you bring it across, AR, MC, Nike tick, AR curve intersects. So they are allocatively efficient. Are they productively efficient? Do they produce at the bottom of the AC curve? Yes, they do. So therefore they're both, so they are the only scenario in a market structure where we have static efficiency occurred, which is whenever a firm is both allocative and productive efficiency. So it's important you know that. Assumptions about monopolistic competition, write down, there's 5. So the 5 assumptions about monopolistic competition are many buyers and sellers, some price setting power, slightly differentiated products, four, many buyers, some buyers, low barriers of entry and exit, and normal profits in the long run. So there are the assumptions about monopolistic competition. Your examples: local taxi companies, local restaurants, local coffee shops, local salons, small firms. They're like realistic market structures, like independent stores that we have locally. They have these assumptions, and this is what theory applies to them. We're not talking about oligopolies, we're not talking about supermarkets or mobile network providers or internet providers, okay, or car companies. We're talking about smaller firms that are monopolistic competition. So diagram for monopolistic competition. See if you can draw the short run first. So short run diagram is literally just your monopoly diagram, but what I would say is it has to be a bit more elastic, because obviously there's more firms in the market. So a flatter MR curve and a flatter AR curve, they should pivot a bit more than that. They look a bit parallel, but anyway, there is where they're going to produce that, where MR equals MC. There's the price, there's the cost per unit. That's the normal profits that they can make in the short run. Okay. To the long run, key to remember the long run diagram, I would always draw these separate, is that the AR and AC become tangential. So the key for the long run is tangential. Okay, so let's have a look at it then. So we've got MC, AC, right? So the tip here is to draw the MR before the AR. Okay, so MR should be a little bit flatter than this one. I know mines aren't here, but you've got more time to go away and practice. So what you can do then is you can be like, right, I know that that's the quantity because this is MR, that's MC, they're going to produce there, and I will know that this will be the price they charge in the long run because they make normal profits, and that's where AR equals AC. So we know that AR therefore has to be tangential. Oh, for God's sake. Shocking effort. I've nearly got it there. There's the one. Okay, and that's all you have to stick in for the long run diagram. Okay, so efficiencies, see if you can spot the efficiencies in the short run and long run. Right, let's have a look at them then quickly. Short run, are they allocatively efficient? Does AR equal MC? AR meets MC there. Doesn't happen here where the output is, so they're not allocative efficient. Does the firm produce at the bottom of the AC curve where MC equals AC? No, they don't, so therefore they're obviously not statically efficient. In the long run, AE, do they produce where AR equals MC? They kind of do. Oh, hang on, sorry, what am I talking about? No, AR equals MC there. I was looking at the completely wrong thing. MC, AR, they are not allocatively efficient. Ignore that. So they're not allocatively efficient. And do they produce at the bottom of the AC curve where MC touches AC? No, they're not. So therefore they're obviously not statically efficient. So these firms, which we'll talk about in a second, aren't overly efficient. So that is your application, monopolistic competition, real world firms. Oops, awkward. That was supposed to come up as positives and negatives. So hopefully you haven't read all them. See if you can pause the video now and see if you can think of advantages of monopolistic competition and disadvantages of monopolistic competition. So there's your advantages, there's your disadvantages. Main advantages: low bars to entry. So it means that the market is full of flux, new firms coming in, new ideas hopefully. There's an expansive product range and product options for consumers. There's good market information about consumers knowing about prices, etc. So it's good for consumers to a certain extent. However, as we just shown in the last diagram, it's susceptible to inefficiencies. They are not allocatively or productively efficient, and they waste a lot of resources and finance on advertising and non-price competition as well to try and gain more consumers. So they'd be your main disadvantages of that. So you probably need to look up advantages and disadvantages of perfect competition as well. Obviously, similar things. Advantages for perfect competition is that there's perfect knowledge, there's low bars to enter or exit. There will be a high level of consumer surplus because it's allocatively efficient. At least in the long run, and the long run and short run. In the long run, they're statically efficient. So we've all them advantages. Disadvantages: homogeneous product, lack of innovation. The biggest argument for perfect competition is it doesn't really exist. All them 7 assumptions make it impossible for firms to be a part of perfectly competitive markets. So they don't actually exist in the real world. They're not productively efficient in the short run. So yeah, you can look into that as well. So that's it for perfect competition and monopolistic competition there. I hope your revision goes well.